I wish I could get all the episodes of Pippi Longstocking in English, because I think it was like from Switzerland or something, the original. But I wish I could get the English episodes that were shown to us when I was tiny. Pippi Longstocking. For all you feminists, for tomboys, Pippi was the strongest little girl and most self-sufficient and independent little girl ever. That was my road dog. She really was. And her daddy was a pirate who did the best that he could do with her. And it was a wonderful job. He taught her how to fight. And when I say taught her how to fight, like she could go into a village of gypsies, and if she needed to, she could kick some ass. Because her father left her to pretty much raise herself, which I guess, if you think about it, that was really a bad example to set for parents. You can't just leave your child. She was about 8 years old, and he left her in this old big raggedy house with a treasure chest full of gold for her to live off of. So she was rich too, but she didn't like to bathe. I didn't have that problem. She didn't like to bathe, so she always wore this little raggedy dress, and she had her hair in these red pigtails that stuck straight out, and then the end of them kind of hung down. So her pigtail stuck out and then hung down, and they were like red, like redhead, stepchild red. And then so she moved into this house, and the little kids next door were Tommy and Annika. Dang, I remember that stuff. So the little kids, they were little white kids next door, Tommy and Annika. So they were raised in this, you know, kind of suburban type environment. Pippi wasn't. I mean, it was like it was back in the day, so hers was an old house, but they lived next door to these people that were like suburban-ish. So these two little kids would come over and want to play with her, and so it took them a minute, but her parents, of course, had to find out that her dad didn't live with them, that she was raising herself. So I guess they became friends. They lived right next door. Okay, so Pippi would take them on these like trips with her, these adventures with her. Like they went to one time she had an air balloon. So of course Pippi knows everything, so she knows how to operate a hot air balloon. So the kids come over, so they're gonna hang out with Pippi, and I mean, she eats stuff like candy sandwiches and stuff like that. Like, that's her nutrition. She raising herself. So, but anyway, so she has a hot air balloon. So they gonna get in a hot air balloon with her, and she gonna take the hot air balloon across the skies to, to some village where these bad pirates live, and they gonna have this adventure, right? And in the adventure, they get caught up with these I don't know, like bad pirates or something. And so the pirates, of course, looking for trouble. So here come Pippi Longstocking and Tommy and Annika trailing along. And so they was like starting shit, and Pippi was like, oh yeah, all right, you know. That's my version. She was, you know, a little spunkier and whiter, and and she was like, yeah. And so a fight ensued, like a bar fight. Like, how does Pippi get into a bar and bring two little kids with her? But I don't know. So Pippi, yeah, she about 8 years old, 7 maybe, 8. And she kicks their ass because she can fight. Like grown-ass men, like big burly, like Harley riding looking ass type dudes. She kicks their ass, and you know, they eventually get back, I guess, in the hot air balloon, and she able to navigate back home in time for her little white friends to get home for dinner. So they go home and they telling their parents about all this stuff they did and where they went to lava land somewhere. And you know, of course their parents think they just being creative, but man, Pippi got them into some stuff, some ish for real. Pippi was my girl. It was crazy. It awesomely crazy. It really was.